Welcome to the City of Quincy License Board Commissioners meeting, April 5th, 2022, here at 4:00 p.m. I will read into the record the open meeting law. In accordance with Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, signed by Governor Charles D. Baker on June 16, 2021, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Chapter 30A, Section 20. The Board of License Commissioners will convene via remote conferencing services on Tuesday, April 5th, 2022 at 4 p.m., airing on Quincy Access Television, QATV, Channel 9, Government Access. Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Sue, if you can please call the roll.
Sure. Commissioner Castley.
Present.
Director Duca.
Present.
Chief Jackson.
Present.
Chief Keenan.
Present.
Chair Crispo.
Present. So
5
we
members.
do have a full board, and we'll get started with agenda item number 1. Hearing regarding the request of the North Quincy High Senior Stay Out Committee for a special use permit for Senior Stay Out Night 2022 on May 20th and 21st, excuse me. This year's event will return to inside the high school, and the committee is requesting permission for 3 food trucks in the front of the school. Amy Galliano.
Here.
Hi, Amy. How are you? Why don't you tell us about what you have planned for the senior stay out?
I'm doing well, thank you. Sure. So what we took a poll with the seniors, and they decided that they would rather the food trucks, since when we do get food donated, especially the hot food, a lot of it goes to waste. So they really wanted to curb wasting food this year. What we planned was that the buses would be dropping off the kids back to the high school between 10:30 and 11 o'clock. After the buses drop off, the food trucks would come into the front of in the front parking lot, right in front of the school, and kind of block most access to the parking lot to make sure that the kids can't really go anywhere, since the whole point is to try to keep them within the school. We understand that this is actually going to be noisy, so we are curbing how many kids are allowed out at a time. We're only going to allow 10 to 15 kids out of the building to get in line for the food trucks at a time. One food truck has already said that they would be only serving until 2:30, while the other 2 would stay until the line died down, so anywhere between 2 and 3 a.m. We thought that the front parking lot would also work well, because there's not that much residential on that side of the parking lot, versus if we had it on the back side where the gym was, that's completely all residential.
Great, thank you.
No, thank you.
Any questions, concerns from anyone on the Zoom call? Citizen Rodo failed.
Like Citizen Rodo better. How you doing?
Good.
My question is I've never heard of this event. This is an event for seniors from North Quincy High School. They sleep over in the gym? Is that what happens?
Yeah, so to curb on underage partying and whatnot after prom, a lot of towns and cities have what's called senior stay out. And what it is pretty much we corral them into the school, and it's their choice. They can either come if they want to or not. But once they come in, we register them. We call their parents or guardians to let them know that they are here in the school, and that if they are leaving the event, we then call their parents to let them know they are leaving. Once you leave, though, you cannot come back. So because once again, we're trying to make this a safe and fun environment to have after prom.
Oh, okay. So the prom is at night. So after the prom, the people that don't have a party to go to can go back to the high school and hang out. And
well, hopefully there are no parties to go to. We're trying to make it so that everybody comes back to the school for, so there's not a lot of underage drinking or anything like that. We're really trying to make just a safe environment for the kids.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for keeping the kids safe.
Thank you.
Any other questions, concerns from anyone on the Zoom? Any board members, questions, concerns? Okay, looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of the North Quincy High School Senior Stay-Out Committee for a special use permit for Senior Stay-Out Night 2022 on May 20th to May 21st. This year's event will return to the inside of the high school, and the committee is requesting permission for 3 food trucks in the front of the school, represented by Amy Galliano.
Second on the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Amy, you're all set. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Agenda item number 2, hearing regarding the request of the Best Buddies for a special use permit for the annual Best Buddies Challenge, Hyannisport, on Saturday, June 4th. Riders are expected to come through Quincy between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. Paul Curley, welcome back. Why don't you tell us about your event?
Well, it's the 23rd annual, and I know I've been doing it now, managing the event for close to 20 years. We did do it last fall successfully on October 2nd, so it hasn't been a whole year since we've been through Quincy. We can narrow it down a little more to say it's really 5.5 miles of Quincy roads, and it would be more like 7:20 until 8 o'clock. We would be leaving from the JFK Library, and then our ultimate goal is to get down to Craigville Beach in Hyannis. We do hire details. We hire 4 details to get through Quincy. I'll work with Quincy PD on that, and that's pretty much it. The numbers have been smaller. Both last fall's event and the Best Buddies event in California are both only seeing about a 50% return on what we had pre-COVID. So I think that we're expecting a pretty good group going through Quincy. We still do pick up more riders doing the 50-mile ride. We pick them up in Carver, and then we pick up riders in Sandwich to do the 20-mile ride. So the smallest number is the group going through Quincy, but it's still, it's still quite a group. It could be around 250 to 300 riders.
Thank you. Any questions, concerns from anyone on the Zoom call? Seeing none. Board members, any questions, concerns, Mr. Curley?
No.
Seeing none, looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Best Buddies for a special use permit for their annual Best Buddies Challenge, Hyannisport, on Saturday, June 4th. Riders are expected to come through Quincy between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m., represented by Paul Curley.
Second on the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're all set, Mr. Curley. Good luck.
Yes,
Good luck,
thank
Paul.
you all. All righty, thank you.
Good luck.
Next is agenda item number 3, hearing regarding the request of My Brother's Keeper for a charity wine auction license for their event at the Quincy Marriott on April 29th, 2022. Jennifer Murphy. Hi, Jennifer. Why don't you tell us about your event?
Well, this is going to be a first-time event for My Brother's Keeper. We're going to be hosting, it's called Spring Together for Love and Hope. We're expecting to have approximately 500 people attend the event at the Marriott Boston Quincy. We're going to be having a live band from Hot Mess and different food stations. And the wine auction is going to be basically a wine pull where individuals will buy corks, and at the end of the evening as they're leaving, they'll be able to take their bottles of wine home. The event is intended to support the major programs through My Brother's Keeper, which is food assistance, furniture deliveries, and we have our big Christmas program each year.
Thank you very much. Anybody on the call have any questions or concerns for My Brother's Keeper charity wine auction? Seeing none, Board members, any questions, concerns? Seeing none, looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of My Brother's Keeper for a charity wine auction license for their event at the Quincy Marriott on April 29th, 2022, represented by Jennifer Murphy.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Jennifer, you're all set. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Next is agenda item number 4. Hearing regarding the request of Break Rock Brewing Company, 534 Victory Road, to adjust their operating hours as follows. Sunday through Saturday, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. No longer will be closing on Tuesday and Wednesdays. James Southwood. Mr. Southwood, is he here? Hi, Jay, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Claire?
Good, thank you. Why don't you tell us about what's going on down at the Break Rock Brewing Company?
So been open for about a month, been going great, but speaking to some other retailers and residents in the area, getting a sense of how busy it gets down on the boardwalk, we're looking to increase our flexibility in hours. It's unlikely we would stay open till 11. It's more probable that it would be 10:30, but at the suggestion of the clerk's office, and we agree, we might as well apply for 11 just to have that flexibility if we decide to use it.
Excellent, thank you. Any questions, concerns from anyone on the Zoom call? Citizen Rutherford? Do you have your hand up?
I did. This is just a question for you, Claire Crispo. What are the hours that they could stay open till? Could they stay open till 1 if they requested?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I was just wondering. Thank you.
Any other questions, concerns from anyone on the Zoom call? Board members, any questions, concerns?
I'll just say I think they're doing a great job down there. We've not had one complaint from noise anyway regarding this location. So we appreciate that. I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, we haven't had any issues as well, so that's a good sign. Good luck in the summer.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anyone else? I will say that I did sample a brewed beer there, and it was great. Thank you. And with that, looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Break Rock Brewing Company, 534 Victory Road, to adjust their operating hours as follows: Sunday to Saturday, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m., no longer closing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, represented by James Southwood.
A second on the motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
James, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Have a nice
Good luck.
evening. Thank you.
Agenda item number 5, hearing regarding the request of Jalbert Properties LLC for a lodging home license for the premise located at 192-194 School Street due to a change of ownership of the property. Proposed manager Jesse Jalbert. The property is an existing licensed lodge home with 11 rooms. Jesse Jalbert. Jesse, you on the call?
Yeah, I don't see him on here, Madam Chair. I did speak to him. The property has sold, so that was why he put in the application. But it is in renewal now. The current owner, who had owned it for a long time, had already paid the renewal fee. I know it's part of the annual inspection process, but I do not know why he is not here.
I did speak to the counselor, and he was in favor of this property being owned by Jesse Jalbert. He had spoken with them and was in favor. If there is any questions concerned, I think we can probably move it to a vote.
I don't have any problem if everybody else is okay with it.
Y'all good with it, Jay?
Yeah, as long as it's already existing license and it's going to go through the renewal, I don't have any problem with that.
Chief Jackson, do you have any
No.
questions, concerns?
No, we're fine with it on the fire side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Jalbert Properties LLC for a lodging home license for the premises located at 192-194 School Street due to a change in ownership of the property. Proposed manager is Jesse Jalbert. The property is an existing licensed lodging home with 11 rooms, represented by Jesse Jalbert.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's all set. On to agenda item number 6. Hearing regarding the request of Jennifer Nguyen, doing business as Inez Bar and Lounge, for an alteration of licensed premise at 607-609 Washington Street. The applicant proposes to expand the kitchen on the first floor, open up the floor plan on the first floor, expand the licensed premise to include the second floor with a rooftop and add an elevator. Jennifer Nguyen is here on the call. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Why don't you tell us about your plans there at 607-609 Washington Street?
Okay, so hi, how is everyone doing? What I'm planning to do is opening up the bottom floor, because I was cleaning up, painting the walls, and I realized it's kind of small, and because of COVID, I want to just have more space for everyone so they feel safe. And then I was thinking too, I'm going to be open till 1 o'clock. The upstairs is going to be really loud, so they won't be able to rent it out to people. So I decided to bring it upstairs as well and make it like a sport bar, which is why I want to add the liquor license to be able to include the alcohol for people to drink while they watch sports. And then for the rooftop, I want, more traffic to Quincy. I want to make it more prettier and attract different type of people to come in. Have you guys heard of tents or igloos outside of the restaurants and stuff? So I want to introduce that to Quincy. I know Cagney's, they have that, but that's the only place in Quincy so far. So I want to introduce that to Quincy and, make more traffic come to Quincy. I'm going to fix the outside as well for the front patio. It's kind of a mess right now. I don't know if you guys have seen it so far. Yeah, and then I just want to make it more welcoming, more safe in regards to COVID. Yeah, is there any questions?
Thank you.
No problem.
Any questions or concerns from anyone on the Zoom call? Citizen Rutherford.
I remember this applicant, they were just here not too long ago asking for, I forget, it was a weird menu combo. I can't quite remember, but it was pizza and something else. But it's a lot to ask for we already gave them some sort of thing, so they're asking for more stuff, and then the applicant just admit themselves that it kind of looks like a mess as we drive by there and stuff and whatever. So we need parking. So if you're going to have more people in the upstairs and all around, parking is very limited in the area. And on Washington Street, there's just a lot of traffic and stuff. So, you just saw that other applicant just came in. They were concerned about the neighbors closing at 11. I think you just said maybe you're open till 1 or something too. So I don't know. I think you're asking a lot, and I just want to ask the board to just think about this one before they grant it. Thank you.
Just as a reminder, the prior application was a transfer application. This was Maggie's, which was closed for a considerable amount of time before the license was transferred, just as way of background for everybody on the call.
Thank you.
Can I add something?
Of course.
So I do have a signed contract with the liquor license next to my building. And he said that we can also use the behind of the lot as well after he closes, which is 11. So there will be space. And then also behind our building, we're going to have our employees park there. They won't be able to get in or out because obviously they're working, so it's not going to be a problem. Yeah, and then also I know that there's a weed store opening as well, but they are shuttling their employees. So it's not like parking is going to be an issue around that area, I wouldn't think.
Thank you. Any questions, concerns from board members?
So I'll
Commissioner
just say,
Castley.
oh, go ahead. Who is that?
Commissioner Castley.
You can go, Jay.
Go ahead.
Okay. We have had past complaints at this location when it was Maggie's Lounge regarding the dumpster. Have you figured out where you're going to put the dumpster? The previous owner did not have the dumpster fenced in or baited. So we just want to make sure that the dumpster location is a perfect location that's fenced in with bait boxes from a licensed pest control company, of course.
Yeah, we bought a dumpster, so that won't be a problem.
Okay.
And then I also want to add that we do have like 3 securities, just if there's any complaint, any safety reasons. If you guys are scared of that, we do have 3 securities at least.
For the dumpster?
No, I mean like in general. I just wanted to add that. Sorry. It's like
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we do have a dumpster, sorry.
Perfect. Just make sure that it's fenced in and baited from a company.
Yes.
Jay, Commissioner.
Yes, I just want to say I'm not opposed to this at all, but it does need to go to zoning board for relief. She's mentioned that she's got additional parking. All of that needs to be vetted out by the zoning board. It needs at least a finding for the additional parking that it needs increased occupant load. But I wouldn't be able to vote either way tonight, but I'm not opposed to it. But I'd rather wait for my vote until the zoning board has a chance to weigh in and grant relief that it needs.
Thank you. Chief Keenan.
I also have some concerns about, I don't care so much about the inside of the building. That'll be fine, I'm sure. But the roof deck, I have some issues with. If you putting, do you ever plan on putting any kind of live music or televisions or anything like that out there?
No, it's just for dining.
Strictly for dining?
Strictly for dining.
I still do have some concerns because it's residential. It backs up to a residential neighborhood. And I don't think you're that far off the property line. The building's not that far off the property line from the street behind it. What hours are you looking for out there? I don't care about the side, but outside?
Probably till like 11.
That seems a little aggressive if you're just doing dinner out there.
Do you have a recommendation? I'm willing to open and listen.
I would say close earlier on. You can stay open to 1 o'clock. I have no issues with that inside, but on the outside deck, I would say certainly a lot earlier than 11. If you're just doing dining, you don't want people just hanging around out there, as an extension of the bar and interrupting the neighborhood. I'm looking to avoid a problem before it comes up because, it'll be contentious with the neighbors if it's loud out there and it's late.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. Is 10 okay?
Yeah, 10 would be fine. And Jay, if you could take a look, I haven't been on the roof up there, so I don't know where it backs up to how high it goes. Is there any way of putting up a barrier or something so that the sound barrier to keep it from going back into the neighborhoods?
Yeah, that's one of the things that the zoning board could absolutely look at, and I'm sure neighbors would come out and speak one way or another, and we can condition that depending on what the neighbors have to say, whether they're opposed or whether they support it. So that's one of the reasons for the zoning board to really take a look at it.
Okay. Other than that, really, I have no concerns. I think it'll be a nice addition, a nice improvement of the property.
I believe that it will be a nice addition to the neighborhood there, and I think that you're putting a lot of effort into it, and I see that, and all the board members see that as a positive. Let me ask you, Jay, in your professional opinion, do you think that we should hold off on the vote until we get the finding? Will that change anything?
I think it's a great, what she's doing is really good. It's a really, the work that she's doing is really bringing the property up, making it look nice. And again, that's why I'm not opposed to the increase in occupant load, but it really has to go to zoning board. It just seems that it's premature that she's asking for a vote. If it was not successful, or if the zoning board decides they can't have a roof deck, or for whatever reason, I just don't want to set a precedent where we're given a license for something that may not come to fruition. I believe it will, but the neighborhoods are funny with this kind of stuff, and you just never know what's going to happen. So that's why I'm not opposed if the other members want to take a vote. I'm fine with that, but the applicant should know that she does need to go to zoning board for relief.
I think it makes sense to wait. I mean, personally, I think Jay got a good point.
Jay, just so you know too, this request was also mailed to abutters. So all abutters were notified by certified mail for this hearing and this as well. And we didn't receive any correspondence when that was done.
Okay. In that case, I would be willing, if no abutters showed up, there's nobody on the Zoom call, which is interesting. But, having said that, I would be okay, I think, voting for it with the condition that it still needs to go to zoning board. And I don't see any harm in that, seeing that the neighbors were notified, because either the same neighbors are going to be notified at the zoning board hearing.
I agree. So with contingencies that it go through zoning.
That the applicant understands she needs to take that one extra step. She might even decide to do some work. I think the signal should be that nobody's opposed here, and we're all kind of rooting for her. I think she should understand that. But I'd make a motion if nobody else, having now know that you've mailed the neighborhood. I didn't know that at the beginning.
Okay,
I don't see any opposition.
Okay, looking for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to grant the request of Jennifer Nugent, EA Enos Bar and Lounge, for an alteration of the licensed premises at 609 Washington Street. The applicant proposes to expand the kitchen on the first floor, open up the floor plan on the first floor, expand the licensed premises to include the second floor with a rooftop, and add an elevator. This will be contingent upon successful relief granted by the Zoning Board of Appeals, represented by Jennifer Nugent.
Jay, before I second that, do we need to address the hours of operation here, or will they do that at the zoning board and make a recommendation?
Usually, what I would suggest is the zoning board will defer that to the license board that can be changed at the license board request at any time. That's similar to what we did with Mr. DeBona's restaurant on Washington Street. But if we want to set that condition now, Chief, that would be perfectly fine too as well.
Well, I think it's probably a good idea. That way it saves the applicant from having to come back to get the hours of operation set at a later date.
Sure.
Jennifer, what exactly hours are you looking for?
Okay, so for the deck and the patio, I'll do from 4 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
And then the inside for first and second floor, I'll keep it for 4 p.m. to 1 a.m.
You're not going to open for lunch if you get successful?
No, I think this is enough.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
So 4 p.m. to 1 p.m.?
1 a.m. Yes.
A.m. Yep. Okay. And that's 7 days a week?
Yes.
Okay.
And amend the motion to include the hours of operation on the second floor from 4 p.m. to 1 a.m., the deck from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week.
Second on the motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good luck.
So much. Thank you. Hope to see you guys there soon.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Looking for a motion to accept the minutes from the March 22nd, 2022 hearing and waive the reading.
Motion made.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And our next hearing will be on April 19th, 2022, in person. Looking
Whoa.
forward to seeing all you guys.
Okay, that's great.
Looking for a
Same
motion
here.
to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank
Take care,
you.
guys.
Thank you, guys.